Visegrad Group, the V4, also called the Visegrad 4, is an alliance of 4 Central European states: Czech Republic, Hungary, Poland and Slovakia. Here in Melbourne we just expanded it with Romania, and maybe in the future we can invite other Central European countries.
And we have arrived at our next agenda item, which is me talking a bit about our vision and basically the purpose of us being here today. And that is the economic potential. And I do realize that a country like Slovakia or Hungary would be very small and not really get on the map when we talk about foreign relations or foreign economic exchange. But if you just have a quick look on your running sheet, you add up the annual total GDP figures, the 5 countries invited to today's event mount up to the Australian economy together. And these 5 countries present a consumer population of 86 million people and a market potential of $1 trillion. And according to KPMG and the European Union, and I've seen a number of recent reports on this as well, this is the part of Europe that's actually going to grow in the next decade. What sort of long-term strategy has been emerging in our conversations with the various stakeholders sitting here around the table, and I have had the opportunity to talk about these ideas. And I think there's 4 avenues of potential to develop this connectedness, this business opportunity, this networking opportunity.
Having these conversations is wonderful. The repetition is the key. The key to learning is repetition. So we have to, if we're interested in this, we have to create the space where there's this ongoing, because in the past we've had such conversations based on Central Europe, and there hasn't been that regularity. There must be the opportunity regularly.
If we have a regular annual event, we have to have something to talk about at these events. Because it's okay to have the first one as a let's meet and greet, but what's next year? What's in the year after that? And trade missions, business cocktails, and research are the content generators for these annual events. Because they will allow us to scope what's important, and they will allow us to present what is new.
Even in terms of the idea of a forum in 2015, we probably need to think about 2 or 3 that build a process and build momentum on the kind of scale that you were talking about. Not just one, but more than one. But the strategy is the main thing.
We all 4 countries are not competitors. We can support each other, and we can identify some areas where we can be supportive. Like, for example, tourism. I think it's great because of venue, because of our proximity. There are enormous opportunities.
Universities and academics will be very much interested in their core business, which is education and research. And we will be very interested in starting a research group that would coordinate research projects, seek grants and funding. And what we'd also like to do is explore the possibility of education exchanges at all levels between universities and also smaller institutions in the Central and East European countries.
Some of you mentioned that there is distance between Central Europe and Australia, but you shouldn't forget that Central Europe makes commerce with China, and big commerce with China. And China is not too far. It is one step.
Trade actually takes time, takes patience, and it doesn't happen overnight. And if you're a good leader, then you need to have that patience. Notion that you will have difficulties, but the beauty of trade is overcoming those difficulties. It just takes time, and that's how long it takes to build strong relationships.
There are trade missions going on. They do often fly under the radar because they are specifically business focused. But where I have visibility and where Brendan has visibility over these delegations and trade missions, I think we can definitely share that with this group. And looking at, I guess, your Central European Business Forum coming up first half of next calendar year, to look at, I guess, major exhibitions or major conferences that are being held in Melbourne. Maybe you could have a breakfast forum before the forum, or to tack it on not to do these events in isolation, but to also do them,
Coordination.
Yeah, coordinate with a larger, maybe a business event or a forum that's being held in Melbourne.
Swinburne is very much in the entrepreneurship space, and the last Thursday of every month is a lecture or a panel on entrepreneurship, and then that's followed by drinks and networking. It's so successful. Every month we get between 70 and 100 people who are either graduates or local businesses who come in to hear the entrepreneurs, to talk to people about problem solving. What I'd like to do is suggest that we invite this group and any of your colleagues and contacts who would like to come.